Hey Kansas City, it's Chef Tom. Today we are going to do something really cool. We are going to use 8 ingredients to make guacamole. Everybody has their secret ingredient for guacamole, but really guacamole is just simply cilantro, lime, tomato, jalapeno, onion, avocado, and salt. That's it. Okay? Now you can dress it up with other things, but this is the truest form of guacamole that we can make. So, we're going to be doing a lot of knife work today. What's the first thing we have to do? That's right, we got to sharpen our knives. And we take our knife the same number of times down on each side. I'm partial to 10. And when we check our knife, we always go across the blade, and that is wicked sharp, and that's what we're looking for. Because if you're in the kitchen, you always want a super sharp knife in case you get cut. A super sharp knife slices, a dull knife tears. So ultimately you'll get a worse cut using a dull knife. Okay? Let's keep on going with this one. Alright, with both knives nice and sharp, it's time to put on our gloves. So what we're going to be doing today really is all knife skills, okay? We're going to start with our jalapenos. I don't like my guacamole too spicy. I'm only using one. And I know that we've gone through how to cut up jalapenos before, but we're going to run through it again. We are going to go ahead and leave the seeds and the white membrane in, and cut them just like that. Okay, you always want your gloves on when you're cutting jalapenos, okay? And we're gonna take these guys, and you can see how sharp, sharp, sharp this knife is. We're gonna cut them lengthways. And the thing is, you don't have to try and be fast at this. There's no reason to. You just take your time. But the cut that we're doing is called a brunoise. It's a very small 1/8 of an inch by 1/8 of an inch cut. Okay? Because we don't want anybody getting too much jalapeno in one bite. So we are in a live working kitchen when we're filming this. So if you hear some background noise, that's just other people working in here. So we got these beautiful jalapenos into our bowl. And essentially, this entire recipe, this is exactly how it's going to work. We're going to cut something up and put it in the bowl. Now, these tomatoes are Roma tomato, R-O-M-A. They're very easy to work with. But again, you want your knife super sharp. Okay, turn them. Just keep on going with them. And these tomatoes you want just as small as your jalapeno. Okay? Because a mole is a mixture. And this is guacamole. So this is a vegetable mixture. There are some moles in Latin cooking that they actually put some chocolate in. And that's really amazing. But this is just a simple vegetable mixture with a little salt. And now you'll see as I'm cutting that my hand is in the claw position with my thumb and back. Because again, if we don't do that and we got that thumb out here, that's what's going to happen. We're going to take off the end of the thumb. It's not good. Okay? Right in our bowl. Now, got beautiful red onion. Again, we're going to take the top and the bottom off the onion. We're going to cut it right in half. Now, I don't think that we need more than a half an onion in here because this is a pretty small batch, but it's always going to be what's the best for flavor. I'm going to grab a towel and wipe some of the tomato off my board and give my knife a wipe. This is a sanitizer towel, so this is food safe sanitizer that I'm wiping my board and my knife with. Get rid of that guy. All right. When we cut an onion, remember, the method is to go across most of the way back toward the end of the onion. And then you're going to take your knife, and this is where an extremely sharp knife comes in handy, and you're going to go across the onion about 2/3 of the way back, and then it's all about shaving. We're just going to shave that red onion. And believe me, this takes some practice. I was not just naturally good at this. In fact, when my older brother and I lived together, he had always complained that my onions weren't cut perfect. Because when I get down to the stem, I never took it across this way and finished it off properly. I thought, well, it's just you and me. And I just threw it in there. But ever since then, it's made me think every time I cut an onion. Yeah, look at that. You can already see that this is going to be colorful and delicious. Just get everything off our board here. All right, next we have our avocados and our cilantro left. I'm going to go ahead and chop up some cilantro first. Look at that. Cilantro is truly one of my favorite herbs. Super flavorful, smells so good when you're cutting it. And the thing is, this does not have to be minced. You know, you can do kind of a rough cut with this. That's about how far we want our cilantro, not much further than that. Okay? I'm just going to get that right in our bowl. All right, now, if I'm at home, this is the opportunity I'm going to take to go ahead and go wash my cutting board. But being as we are pressed for time a little bit, we're going to take this board and we're going to turn it right onto our sanitizer towel. Okay? But we are going to take a second and sanitize this knife. One thing I want to show you guys, when you're wiping off a knife, the various parts of a knife, this is the blade over here. This is the spine here, okay? The spine is the end that cannot cut you. When you're wiping a knife, you always wipe from spine to blade, okay? Always spine to blade. Never ever turn it and wipe the knife against the towel, okay? All right, we are down to avocados. Avocados, when you cut them, you go into the side and all the way around, okay? You turn the avocado, woo, look at that, that's a beauty. Now, I take my knife and I pull my pit that way, all right? The thing is, you have to be very, very careful with when working with avocados, because avocados will move around on you, okay? There's another perfect one. But when you're going to get that pit, you just dig that knife in just maybe 1/4 inch, a half at the most. Okay? And a lot of people, sorry, I'm just going to knock out these last two quick. A lot of people will cut up the avocado right in the rind. I'm going to show you a little, in my opinion, better way, safer way, because a lot of times if you take this avocado and start dicing it this way, you'll cut through this skin, and what's behind that skin? Your hand. Okay, seen a lot of people go to the hospital that way. So we're going to show you a little better way today. Ooh, beautiful avocados. So usually when you have 4 avocados, not every one of them is going to be perfect. So we're pretty lucky today. So now we've got our avocados. We're just going to take them and cut them this way. And we're going to take and peel them. Now, we do not necessarily need to dice these avocados, okay? Some people will dice them if the avocado is not quite ripe. But these guys are really nice. They're really ripe. So we're just going to peel them. You know, like I always say, you don't have to be in any great hurry. You know, cooking is not about rushing, okay? If you're in a hurry in the kitchen, you are going to run a chance at maybe cutting yourself or burning yourself. The thing is, you just need to take your time. You know, you'll notice that every time we're in here, all of my ingredients are prepped up and ready to go, because that's what you need to do. In order to do a good job, you need to take your time, have your ingredients ready, do your mise en place, which is everything in its place. And believe me, this is a nice big bowl of guacamole. You know, myself, I love guacamole, so I always make a nice big bowl. Some people don't love it that much. Some people are not big fans of cilantro. But I'm a big fan of cilantro and guacamole. And make sure that when you're peeling these avocados, that you are really checking them to make sure you have all that peeling off of them, okay? Because sometimes you'll get a chunk of peeling that stays on there, and nobody wants to get that in their guacamole. Yeah, this one's a little stubborn, so guess what? We're going to take the knife, and we're just going to cut him off quick, okay? Now, because we've been touching the outsides of these rinds as we were getting this ready, we're going to go ahead and we're going to change gloves. You know why? Because we're going to mix this up right with our hands. We're going to mash up our avocados in here, and I usually put 2 teaspoons of salt. So 1, 2. I would hope that you would measure. I've been doing this for a number of years, so once in a while, especially something like this, where we're going to wind up tasting this to see where our flavor profile is. Because if you don't taste the food you're making, then you're just taking it for granted. All right, so we have got our hands deep in this guacamole. We're smashing up these beautiful avocados. And if you look, you can see nice chunks of avocado in there. And that's the way you want your guacamole to be. You don't want it to be smooth and pasty, okay? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get rid of this glove, and we're gonna taste this. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, you can't make good food without tasting it. So let's see what we got. Oh man, there are days that the gods smile upon you, and this is one of them. Absolutely delicious. Let's get it into a bowl. Just like that. I'm gonna set this bowl aside. And there you go, friends. Chips and guacamole, perfect for any gathering. Hey, listen, I hope you try this. I hope you're successful at it. I hope to send me a picture at tbelisle@kcpublicschools.org. Enjoy your food. Have a great day.